My name's Teresa. Um, React has been a big part of my understanding of myself and why I have certain reactions to situations that maybe wouldn't affect other people. And not only has it helped me understand patterns that I've had growing up, but also patterns as an adult, which has been a direct effect of the trauma I had when I was a child, which then in turn compacted trauma I had later on in life.
Mhm.
So it's fit a lot of the missing puzzle pieces in for me.
Okay. What has surprised you? Thanks. What has surprised you, kind of unexpected, in what you've experienced or learned or talked about with your React community?
I think what has surprised me the most, because I've always tried to diagnose myself with something, right? Or, analyze things in my head. And sometimes it's just trauma, like when we learned about all the different mood disorders that come out of it
Mhm.
and how medications aren't really effective in these things, that really rang true for me. Because I've tried a number of different medications and a lot of them made things worse for me. So that was a big relief that there's not some magic pill that's going to fix it, and that my mind isn't broken. It doesn't need, there's not an imbalance there. It's just something, the pathways that were built, as a result of trauma. And that makes me feel a little bit more empowered and a little more kind to myself.
Mm, true. Uh, what do you think is how does someone best prepare for entering into React?
I think they should prepare to be surprised at the way that they feel about certain things, because I find React is like a poultice. Like you can see like a little sore here, but you don't realize how infected it is underneath. So you put like a poultice on it, and that's what React does. It draws out all that poison and stuff that's under the surface that you didn't really know was there.
Mhm. Yeah, I was thinking the earlier this morning, and you just clarify if I'm on a sense of humility. I've got to be open to learn, to be humbled in some sense as my story comes out.
Yeah, and you have to be prepared to be uncomfortable. And if you're not uncomfortable, then you might not be, maybe you're not relating to the material.
Mhm.
Um, and that's either because you maybe might not have had trauma. Maybe that's not the issue, or you're not really digging in because, and I know for me in, my use of alcohol, I don't want to feel uncomfortable. I want to avoid that.
Mhm.
And getting used to being uncomfortable with certain discussions, but knowing that those feelings will pass. So you'll feel worse and then you'll feel better afterwards. But
Mm.
having to stay in those feelings for a little bit can be, because I know for me, I don't want to be there. I want to bolt. Get me out of here. But it's a process, and that's part of the process.
Tools you've picked up that have helped you navigate that uncomfortable experience.
Uh, well, I think one of the best things that I learned, and I still practice this, is that I know when I'm feeling very emotional, that I'm in the limbic part of my brain, the emotion zone. And the quickest way to get out of it is to get into the logical part of your brain. And for me, I'll let myself feel it, but I have to get myself out of it. So whether that is, doing a puzzle, doing some reading, going for a walk, um, it's appropriate to be in those feelings sometimes, but you don't want to live there,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah. Uh, would you agree it's a journey, that it's even the program at 3 months long uh, prepares you for the rest of the journey, rather than like It's not a short-term fix, eh?
I think that we get caught up in the, I'm going to graduate at this date and then I'm done. So
Mhm.
I find recovery is not a destination. You don't get to a certain point and you're like, I am done. I'm fixed. It's all good. This is part of the journey, and it's the journey keeps going. It keeps going.
Yeah, thank you. It's been to journey together, to journey with it has been lovely. So thanks, Teresa.
Thanks, Bob.